Thank you very much, Angela. Engagement, opportunity, employment. Globally, there are 1.9 million jobs in our sector, in the digital sector. 1.9 million vacancies globally in our digital sector. So there's massive opportunity out there. And thank you again, Angela. Always relevant, always on form, and always a funky pair of shoes. If you ever watch, there's always a funky pair of shoes in that mix as well. Our next speaker today is somebody who we bump into each other every now and again, but when we do, the chat's always good. He's been quite busy recently because his company's been a little bit in the spotlight, and Phil's been managing that quite quietly and modestly behind the scenes. Please give a round of applause and welcome Phil Worms from Iomart on stage, please. Good luck.
Good morning, everybody. As Graham's quite rightly pointed out, my name's Phil Worms, and if you guys think you've got problems at school, you should have a surname like that. So, moving on, I'm going to be nice and short. I'm one of the shorter presenters today, not obviously in my height, but obviously in my length of time. This is a very personal view of IT and why we need you to join us, what we can offer, and some of the issues and barriers that I'm pretty sure you're all facing at the moment. So, nice and short and quick, and I'm going to whiz through this, hopefully. So, I'm going to start with what is IT. Information, and this is Wikipedia, and if you've all done your homework, you know that whatever Wikipedia prints is right. Information technology is the application of computers and telecommunications equipment to store, retrieve, transmit, and manipulate data, often in the context of a business or other enterprise. So that's the definition of IT. That's probably the definition of IT that you have to write in various exam papers. Can I just ask, we'll use some technology here, right hand up. How many people went, ooh, that definition sends a shiver down my spine? No. That is as dull as ditch water. And unfortunately, that's the first problem that we have in our industry. So, I need you to engage here. How many of you before today were considering a career in IT? Yes, undecided, no. Hands up if you're a yes. Well, that's good. Hands up if you're undecided. Okay, and hands up if you're definitely a no. Well, that's pretty brave of you, so you've come for the packed lunch. No? Right, the free pen. Must be the free pen. Right, so IT to me is, it's film industry, it's entertainment, it's blue screen, it's The Hobbit, it's games, it's sportswear, it's sports science, it's medicine, it's retail, it's agriculture, that's a fridge by the way, it's consumer products, it's everywhere, it's vehicles. IT is basically, forget the first slide, changes the way we do things. Whatever you think, whatever industry you want to end up working in, whatever you do at home, etc., just think how many times you come into contact with technology. Yeah? Basically, to me, IT is about changing the way that we do things, and it's about changing the world. And it's a very bold statement, a bit James Bondish, white cat and all the rest of it, but it's actually true. So, obviously, I'm only 21, but I'm going to give you a quick overview of some of the technological changes that I've seen sort of since I've been at work. 1973, that was the first mobile phone, slightly bigger than the ones we carry. 86, that was Toshiba's first laptop that went on sale. 2013, how many of you, when you look at this slide, what technology do you see? Anybody shout out? Sorry? Google Glasses, anything else? Well done. The chap on the left is a cyborg. I really urge you to look at the video. That's Professor Hiroshima on the left there. That's his cyborg that he's created. It is spectacular. 2014, just 3 weeks ago, Local Motors Strati. That is the first car that's been printed using a 3D printer. 14 hours. It took. It works. And then just this week, on Monday, DHL started their first commercial parcel delivery service by drone. So I guess what I've tried to do very, very quickly, and I don't want to impact on Robbie's speech because Robbie's going to talk about this change, but I just wanted to get across that sort of in my lifetime, from early 70s and 60s, not a lot really happened. In the last 2 or 3 years, it's been an incredible sea change, and it's all about problem solving. So I just want to take a few moments. This will all be relevant slightly later on. I work for a company called Iomart, and I'm just using the old show of hands again, so don't start yet. Who is our technical director? Hands up if you think it's Alan, A. C. Anne, B. Or Richard, C. Okay. The answer is Anne, B. This will all make sense. In what subject did Anne graduate? Was it technology? Was it medicine? Was it music? Hands up for A. Hands up for B. Hands up for C. Well done. Yes, Anne is a music grad. Never done anything in her life to do with technology. Now runs a company worth 300 million, all of its systems. So, on that point, myself, my good self here, what was my first job after graduation? Was I a physics teacher? Was I a caterer? Or was I a male model? And be careful how you answer this. Hands up for A. Oh, it's looking good for the male model then. Was I a caterer? Few. Was I a male model? I love you. What an audience. I was actually a caterer. If you want an omelette rocked up in less than 3 minutes, I'm your man. If you want me to teach anything, no way. And obviously the modelling speaks for itself. So what are the opportunities that we're offering? There is reason for those slides, and I'll come to them in a moment. In Scotland at the moment, and this is forecast to go through until about 2020, we need 9,600 new entrants into our industry each year. Okay, so keep that. 9,600 jobs a year coming into Scotland until 2020. The salaries for these jobs, and this is real, this isn't me just making this up, that you can go onto any website and look for IT jobs in Scotland, range between 23 and 63,000 pounds a year. So we're not, we're talking good salaries for new entrants into this business. Only 1,800 graduates are entering IT in Scotland every year. Now that's a great figure, and our universities have been spectacular at training the future workforce for us and getting our graduates ready. But if you do the maths, 9,600 minus 1,800 still leaves us with a big shortfall. I never did maths, so I don't know what the figure is, but it seems big. Our employment rate in the IT industry in Scotland is growing and is forecast to continue growing through to 2020 at 4 times the rate of any other industry in Scotland. Okay, so we're not going anywhere, and we're not going anywhere fast. And this is an interesting slide. 2 ways of looking at this. Has already been mentioned by the Minister this morning. We have, and Graham, I should add, mentioned it as well, one of the sort of facts about our industry, IT industry in Scotland, is it's dominated by old duffers like me. We have a very low percentage of young people in our industry. Now, there's a real opportunity there, because I probably haven't got much longer to go. I mean, obviously, I hope I do. But, so the 9,600 could grow considerably once we start falling off our perches. Okay? But we want, it's a really interesting fact that you think of IT as being a young person's game. You're all used to Facebook, mobiles, etc., and yet we're not attracting young people into the industry. So we need to sort that out. So our issues. Issue 1. Hands up if you think that is a typical IT person. Perception of it. Yes, absolutely. That's a geek right there. Lives in his mum's basement, never comes out at night, plays World of Warcraft all night, and just fixes things. Yeah? I know a couple of people like that. Not quite the same pants, but I know a couple of people like that. That is one of the biggest problems we face in our industry, a perception that we're all like that. And obviously there are a few people, but there are a few people like that in every industry. Parents, carers, and advisors. One of the real issues we face, and I guess you're all going through it at the moment, I've gone through it with my kids, You know, they look for advice, or you'll look for advice as to what sort of career. I'm interested in this, what should I do? We're in a very interesting situation here in that it's your age group that's grown up with IT. One of the big problems we have is when you turn to your parents and say, look, I really don't know what I want to do. What standards, what hires, what university, whatever. It's, well, I think there's a good future for you as a doctor. I think there's a good future for you as a teacher. There's a good future for you as a nurse. Nobody goes, there's a good future for you as a data center engineer. And yet there's a cracking future for you as a data center engineer. But it's just not there. People like myself, of our age group, we're unaware of this new world. So that's an issue. This is obviously a lovely photograph of your careers advisors at school. If any careers advisors are in school, anybody here, hands up? No, I can be as rude as I want then, that's terrific. Careers advisors at schools. When our audience come to you and say, I need help, I need assistance, point them in the direction of IT companies in Scotland, please. Not just engineering companies, but IT companies. There are over 1,000 of us. Yeah, and we offer opportunities from gaming, biomedicine, science, you name it, we can offer it. Please, careers officers, advise people to look at IT. We've heard this already. This is the third presentation. You've heard this 3 times. We need more young ladies in our industry. Yeah. Interestingly enough, I put the slide up earlier of Anne, who is the head of our systems. Of our 12 executive positions at Iomart, 7 of them are female posts or held by females. And the reason is, and I'm not going to be sexist in any way, but it's generally considered, and I think men will agree with this, women can multitask, men can't. So we have phenomenal talent amongst our young ladies here. Slide 1 there, we're not all like that. You don't have to be scared. We're a great industry to join. Finally, this is one of our big issues. When you're sitting down considering your next moves, your next careers, and I was delighted with your answers there to thinking about IT. When I've done these presentations before, hardly anybody puts their hands up. Really, I can't express enough how we need you to join us. So, not so much here. So we need developers, analysts, designers, technicians and engineers, project managers, customer technical support people, sales, marketing, HR, finance, admin, etc. One thing that shouldn't be overlooked about our industry is we are companies and we have all the same company functions as everybody else. So you don't need to be technically minded to join an IT company. And don't limit your choices. How many of you can read this? Not obviously that example, but how many of you read music? Fantastic. You can all code. If you can read music, you can code. Music's a code. I can't read it, I can't code. I can't do a lot of things. People that read music are natural coders. How many of you build websites at home or mess around creating things? Okay, this is looking really good. You guys can be designers without any problem now. In fact, you could probably make money at the weekends. You're wondering how you're going to make money. Forget the paper round. Walk around your local town, say scout groups, football clubs, etc. You need a new website. 250 quid, no problems at all. Right. Facebook. If you post this on Facebook, instead of that, you can market and sell. Yeah. Facebook is a really interesting thing. You know, everybody in there upload pictures, always put good pictures. Nobody ever puts bad pictures. So that's marketing, basically. Portraying something that you want people to see. If you do this, or you're into this, and you can be an engineer. Rope bridges over rivers, camp beds, etc. How many of you can do that? How many of you in this room can cook full Sunday meals or full meals? How many of you do that regularly? Best project managers in the world. Yeah, if you can get a Sunday meal on the table, all of those ingredients, by 1 o'clock, everybody loves it, you are a project manager, my friend. And finally, just somebody there that I was told was Rihanna. I don't know if it is. But basically, you can be whatever you want to be. And what I'm trying to say here, seriously, with my very quick presentation is, don't think that to get into our industry, you have to have 3 A's, you have to have higher computing. Yes, you need higher computing, higher science and maths, etc., for the coding things. But we need project managers. We need web designers. We need finance people. We need HR people. Don't just ignore our industry because you don't feel that you've got what it takes to be a developer. So it's in your hands. What I suggest you do from here, a bit of homework for you, start researching. Start tapping into Google, IT companies in Scotland, ICT in Scotland. Yeah? Start getting that knowledge now. We've all got vacancies. I guarantee it. Every single one that you tap in will have vacancies. Have a look at the jobs that are on offer. Have a look at the salaries. I'm not making this up. Do a little bit of research. Follow these companies on social media. You know, get into Twitter. Get them on the Twitter. You can always delete them if they bore you rigid. But at least understand some of the people. Most companies have their senior people on Twitter. So you can follow CEOs, etc. See what they're saying. See what they're interested in. Use social media to your own advantage here. Contact us. I get contacted weekly from students and pupils of all ages who say, can you advise me on X? And I'm happy to do it. And I think you'll find that standard across our companies. So start contacting us. Don't wait for the careers day. Have a go at your careers advisors and your teachers. Demand to get IT people. If there's any teacher here who wants me to come into a school and talk to you about careers in IT, do it in a second. Yeah, please make that use. Scotland IS, fantastic organisation. eSkills Scotland, another great organisation, will provide people from the industry to go through to schools and talk to yourselves there. So if you want a careers day specifically about IT, we'll rock up. Thank you very much.